News 12 on your side, breaking news.
Good evening, I'm Richard Rogers.
And I'm Meredith Anderson. We are following breaking news on the Payne College campus tonight after reports of a student with a gun.
But campus police tell us they've given the all clear now. News 12's Christy Etheridge live near campus with what we've learned so far tonight. Christy.
Well, we're told this all started just after dark. Two students got into an argument on the basketball court. Witnesses say one of those students had a gun. Now, at that point, the campus did go into lockdown, and we've talked with a student who got a text message from the college saying, remain inside, suspicious person emergency. All students remain inside until further notice. Suspicious person on campus with weapon. Again, this started on the basketball court, and witnesses say they saw a gun. But what we're told is that the student thought to have a gun was found, but all officers found was a hammer. That's all they could find on him. So at this point, they are still searching, but they are questioning a student right now. They have not been able to find a gun. And at this point, the campus is not on lockdown anymore. It is all clear, but they are still trying to figure out if a gun was seen, if it was mistaken for the hammer. Still a lot of questions at this point. But right now, we do know they are questioning a student, and the campus is no longer on lockdown. Reporting live just outside Payne College, Christy Etheridge, News 12.
Thanks for the update there, Christy. Now, all this, of course, comes just a little over a week after another man accused of having a gun on Payne College's campus did not show up for his court date. There's now a warrant out for Xavier Cooper's arrest. Cooper's accused of shooting Jawan Baker in the head on Payne's campus back in May. That shooting was the second on Payne's campus in just a couple of days. Since then, Payne has said it was increasing security.
Harlem is about to get a new top cop. It was between Police Patrol Officer Rob Lewis and Fire Sergeant Chuck Meadows.
Tonight, the council announced they'll be offering the job to Sergeant Chuck Meadows. News 12's Christy Etheridge caught up with him about his journey to reach the top.
Are you going to accept their offer?
More than likely. It's been a long time coming.
Sergeant Chuck Meadows is hanging up his helmet for a new title in town.
I'd like to announce to you that we're prepared to extend an offer to Chuck Meadows to be our next police chief.
Meadows says it's been an uphill battle, and not just since Chief Gary Jones left in November. He says his journey to the seat next door has been much longer than that.
Well, I put in for it several times and hadn't gotten it, so this is something I've waited on and one of my goals that I've strived for, so I'm just glad to have finally achieved it.
The people of Harlem are too, especially after talks of disbanding the department and relinquishing control to Columbia County deputies. Severe backlash back in January put a stop to that almost immediately.
Harlem Police Department is Harlem. We're Harlem, and that's our police department, and that's what's always been there.
Feelings that still resonate tonight in a town sitting near a busy I-20 where drugs and crime can easily come calling.
I'm very glad that didn't happen. It would have been an injustice to the citizens and businesses and the people of Harlem.
But that's not the only problem this little town has faced. Meadows will be Harlem's 5th chief in just 6 years, and people are ready for someone who's in it for the long haul. How long do you plan to stay here in Harlem?
I hope until I can retire. I've lived here all my life. I don't have any plans of going anywhere.
So they could be calling you chief for a long time?
I hope so.
That, of course, is Christy Etheridge reporting. Meadows has at least 20 years experience in law enforcement, has acted as interim chief in Harlem during turnovers many times before. Rob Lewis, the other candidate, will be offered the job as second in command as captain at the department. Also at tonight's meeting, Harlem City Council giving the go-ahead to demolish this historic house. That decision comes after months of the Historic Preservation Group fighting to save the Wilson House. Columbia County Commission already approved building a new library where the home is sitting. That project will cost about $3.5 million and will use SPLOST money.
Tonight, all quiet weather-wise across Georgia, Carolina. Skies are mostly cloudy, looking off toward the west, and it looks as though we're all dry at this hour. Doppler Max radar indicating that we're getting a clean sweep from the east toward the west and pretty much everywhere in between. Think it'll stay that way tonight. As we head on down the road, though, we're going to bring back in the chance for rain as we go through the week. But early tomorrow, out the door at 6 a.m., upper 40s. We're at 50 by 8 a.m. under partly sunny skies. So a little cool start to the day, but temperatures will rebound. Looks like near 70 for a high. We'll talk about that in your 7-day forecast, which much colder air on the way. Details a little bit later on. Richard.
The Allendale County Sheriff's Office investigating a body found at a pond off Highway 301 south of the city. Deputies tell us it looks like a pickup truck veered off the road there, ended up in the pond. South Carolina DNR recovered the body. Deputies tell us it's being investigated as a traffic accident, and the victim, they say, will be identified tomorrow.
Continuing coverage tonight on problems surrounding the Charlie Norwood VA. The VA hosting a town hall meeting tonight to answer questions and hear veterans' concerns.
It's a general question. Is there anything that's going to be done about the telephone?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes and yes.
Several voiced concerns about health care and benefits and how the hospitals run. The new director, Maria Andrews, says one of her immediate focuses is communication.
Obviously, communication is one of those efforts, and also improving the telephone system. We are on a mission, and we will accomplish and we will succeed at that mission.
The Veterans Affairs Department has been at the center of a lot of controversy nationwide because of long wait times and false records. A News 12 investigation found 3 patients died at the Charlie Norwood VA because of improper care. A little later in the newscast, our Washington bureau chief investigates problems at a Wisconsin VA.
Aiken City Council members approve hiring a new city manager tonight. John C. Kilm now has that job. City leaders tell us he'll start in that new position April 27th. Kilm takes over for Richard Pierce, who resigned last year. One Columbia County neighborhood says not so fast to the fast expansion coming to their area. Neighbors living on Hickory Drive are worried their quiet neighborhood will become too busy with commercial rezoning. It's a problem Columbia County leaders say they expect to see a lot more of, with more people and more businesses moving in.
What you try to do in a perfect world is you try to go from an intensive zoning of commercial to professional to residential, so you have a bit of a buffer and you have less intensive zoning next to one another.
That final say on the Hickory Drive zoning question will be decided at the commission meeting coming up March 31st.
A Georgia House committee approving Governor Nathan Deal's plan for the state to take over chronically failing schools today. It already passed the Senate, so now it requires 2/3 approval in the House and a statewide vote in 2016. If it passed right now, about 20 Richmond County schools would be on the failing list and could be taken over by the state. Good news tonight for job hunters. A company called Wells Lighting is moving to Millen, and it's bringing 200 jobs right along with it. We're told they will start hiring in May. Those job postings are through the Georgia Department of Labor. We have information about them on our website. Just click on the Find It button.
Dollar General facing more than $83,000 in fines after an OSHA investigation. This after an inspection at a store in Bowden, Georgia. Dollar General stores across the country have received more than 40 citations after more than 70 OSHA investigations since 2009. 3 of those are at Orangeburg, South Carolina stores. Most of the problem OSHA found were blocked exits and improperly maintained fire extinguishers.
The Pentagon says it is notifying 100 military members their names and addresses have been posted online by a group calling itself the Islamic State Hacking Division. The group says it is posting the information to encourage Muslims in the U.S. to kill military members. The Pentagon says they could have gotten the information from public records or on social media.
We are on your side with a look at some Jeep problems. The Jeep Liberties made between 2002 and 2007, and then the Jeep Grand Cherokees from 1993 to 2004 have low-hanging fuel tanks which can cause fire hazards in crashes. Chrysler recalled them, and the solution was a tow hitch mounted to the back. A mother whose daughter died in a crash when her gas tank exploded says she tried to get that hitch but was told it was not available.
Make it right. Get these vehicles off the road. Fix them. My daughter's gone. She's never coming back.
More than 50 people died when gas tanks caught fire in the Jeeps. Chrysler says so far 29% of the 1.5 million affected vehicles have received that tow hitch fix.
The feds are concerned about a wine aging experiment off the South Carolina coast. A small California winery has been putting wine in the Charleston harbor to see how the water, motion, even light and temperature affects aging. But now a federal agency issued a warning saying the ocean water pressure could contaminate the wine. The agency says it won't issue labels for the wine until the FDA determines it is safe.
Interesting experiment, though, off the coast. You don't
no
hear much
kidding.
about that one. Well, a new study shows dealing with stress early on for breast cancer patients can mean big things later in life.
And weather-wise for us, we'll take you through the next couple of days with more clouds and sun, but a nice warm-up ahead. But a cold snap's going to get us toward the weekend. Details coming up.
And as we head to break, we're taking a look at your puppy's pictures on this National Puppy Day. So many of you are posting these cutie patooties. We'll take another look a little later in the newscast.